welcome back to my channel. So today is Friday the 13th, by the way. Happy Friday the 13th. Everybody has superstitions and everything about Friday the 13th. It actually originated from way back in 13 something. And the king beheaded a bunch of people. That's when it all started, but it's not really that bad. But here are some tragedies that actually happened on Friday the 13th. Keep in mind, tragedies happen every single day. These are just documented because it was Friday the 13th. So, here's 13 tragedies that happened on Friday the 13th. On Friday the 13th, 1939, a bushfire in the Australian province of Victoria broke out, killing 36 people in one day. The fire became known as the Black Friday Fire. And according to management of Australia's emergency department, a total of 75 people died. And the fire affected almost 3/4 of the state. The drought had made it easier for the fire to spread, with the result that almost 1,300 buildings were burned to the ground. Ooh, that is horrible. And by the way, where I'm reading this from, I will link it down below so you guys can go read it for yourselves. During the Second World War, Germany began an intensive campaign against the UK, with London being the main target. Among the bombing attacks was the one on Friday, September the 13th, 1940, during which, according to the Archives Centre in Westminster, Buckingham Palace was hit by 5 bombs. And I know about that one. Luckily, nobody was there. Unfortunately, one person did pass away, but it was not the royal family. On Friday, July the 13th, 1951, flooding records in Kansas, USA were broken when in Topeka, the level of Kansas River rose to more than 12 meters, 4.5 meters higher than what is considered to be a usual flooding level. The rain had been pouring down since July the 9th, and when these levels were reached on the 13th, there was a complete disaster in the Midwest. 28 people passed away, and around 500,000 people had to be evacuated until the water level went back down. That really is a tragedy. On Friday the 13th, on June, Friday the 13th, 1952, the Cold War started to heat up when the Soviet Union downed a Swedish military plane. On board, there were 8. I think it's supposed to say 8. There were 8 people who, according to the Swedish government, were on training. The Soviet Union denied that it had shot down the plane. And relations between the two sides worsened. Almost 40 years after the incident, Swedish officials finally admitted that the airplane was on a spying mission. I've got to get a drink of my drink, guys. Not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by Diet Coke. I wish I was. I really wish I was. Diet Coke people, if you're listening to this, sponsor me. The Swedish officials finally admitted that the airplane was on a spying mission. One of the worst crimes. I had all these wrote down from different sites, and then I found it on this one, like, all together. That's why I'm reading from this one. I just didn't have it in this order. One of the worst crimes which happened in New York happened precisely on Friday the 13th of March in 1963. This one is very triggering if you guys don't want to hear about someone getting attacked and hurt. Go ahead and go forward a little bit. When the manager of a liquor store, Kitty Genovese, was raped and stabbed to death by a man named Winston Moseley. The attack lasted more than half an hour, with media reports saying that almost 40 people saw the attack taking place, but failed to call the police. This case ended up being used in psychology lectures as an example of the bystander effect, or the Kitty Genovese syndrome. When people do not take action in a situation because they assume that someone else has. Always, guys, this is like key thing right here. If you guys see something happening, definitely call the cops or someone. Okay, so I'm reading off my phone, by the way. On November the 13th, 1970, a devastating tropical cyclone left around 300,000 people dead in Bangladesh. Although the storm had been classified as a Category 3, it had struck the Bay of Bengal, with a heavy force, and people did not have time or anywhere to escape to. They ended up climbing onto the trees, and many were swept away by the rushing water. So sad. Two plane crashes took place on Friday, October the 13th, 1972. The first was when an airplane crashed close to... I do not know what that word is. Come on. Okay. It's not going to focus. Either way, big word, airport in Moscow, Russia. The plane was carrying 164 passengers and a 10-member crew from Paris to Moscow, with a stop in Leningrad. Leningrad. As soon as the plane was approaching the airport, it crashed and everyone on board passed away. Oh, that's horrible. The second plane, which crashed that day, was carrying a rugby team. Oh my goodness, these big words. You're not even going to try it. I'm not good with those big old words. Old Christians Club, which was on its way to play a game in Chile, but crashed in the mountainous Andes region. It was the beginning of a nightmare for the 27 out of 45 passengers who managed to survive. With no warm clothes or food, they ended up eating the corpses of their dead teammates. Later, an avalanche killed another 8, while at the end of October, more of the survivors got sick and passed away. The last 16 people managed to survive and were rescued 72 days later on December the 23rd. That is absolutely horrifying. Oh my goodness, my nose. They are cutting grass outside and they are absolutely killing me. Sorry guys, I had a call coming in. Okay, so this was close to when I was born. I was born in November. But on January the 13th, 1989, a virus attacked and caused considerable damage to IBM computers in the UK. This deleted a lot of information which could not be recovered at the time, when the system of backups had not yet been developed. September Friday the 13th, 1996 was a tragic day for the hip-hop music scene, and it really was. As rapper Tupac Shakur died from a gunshot wound in a Las Vegas hospital. He was shot on September the 7th during a drive-by shooting, and he passed away September 13th, 1996. On Friday the 13th, 2006, they wrote it weird. The residents of Buffalo, New York, had 60 centimeters of snow as a result of an unexpected storm. Oh, wow. On Friday the 13th, 2010, a 13-year-old boy was hit by lightning at 13:13 p.m., which is 1:13 p.m., in Suffolk, UK. Suffolk, UK. The name of the boy was never published, but a member of the St. John ambulance had told the media that a strong lightning bolt had struck the area, and a second later, they received a telephone call that someone had been hit. He said the boy was still breathing and was conscious. The boy only sustained some burns, and a paramedic said it was strange that the boy was 13 and that the accident happened on Friday the 13th, and the time was 13:13. That is trippy. This one was another really horrible one. On Friday the 13th, January Friday the 13th, 2012, the Costa Concordia cruise liner was carrying around 4,000 people when it crashed into a reef just off of island of Giglio, and began to tilt to one side. In this accident, 32 people passed away. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a couple more. I'm going to go to another article, and I'm going to see what I can find there, so give me just a moment, guys. Okay, guys, so this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. One of the earliest recorded misfortunes on this day was October the 13th, 1307, when French King Philip the Fifth, I don't know how to read Roman numerals, arrested and tortured hundreds of Knights Templar of the Temple of Solomon for accusations of blasphemy and homosexuality. So that happened on Friday the 13th. I think we may have covered the rest of it. Oh, October the 13th, 1989 was not a good day for stock exchange. There was a mini crash that, at the time, was the second worst stock market crash in American history. Alright, guys. That seems to be about it for the tragedies. Like I said, tragedies happen every day. I just figured it'd be, I don't know, kind of interesting to see what else has happened on Friday the 13th and why everybody's so scared of it. I mean, Friday the 13th has always been the day of good luck for me. I guess I'm weird. I did get told I look like a witch in one of my other videos. So, you might be right, little girl. You better watch out. Be mean to people. These kids need to realize being mean to people is not nice. They never know who they're being mean to. You could be being mean to someone who has suicidal thoughts or who's really down on themselves and stuff. So, watch who you're being mean to, children. Seriously. Alright, guys. So, that seems to be about it. I'm going to get this recording uploaded before Friday the 13th. It's not here anymore. I'm a little late. You know, I have a child and also been with her all day and usually have a babysitter, but we didn't have it this weekend, so we'll see you guys later. I love you all. Bye. If you guys are not already a part of our family, please like and subscribe down below. Hit that little subscribe button and the bell beside it so you can get my upcoming videos. And my husband has started a new channel, so go check him out at DrewTube TV. We love you all. We'll see you all later. Bye.